Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CBO TV. I'm your host, Antonio Ponte, as we're set to kick off another year of the World Comes to Palm Beaches tournament. With me today for the first interview is head coach Donnovan Cox of the Bahamas 12U team. Donovan, thank you so much for joining us. You want to say a couple of words?
Just thanks for having me, man. I'm excited. The boys are excited. We just want to come over and play some baseball.
Awesome, awesome. Now, speaking of baseball, it looks like you're at the park right now. You want to show us a little
Uh,
bit about the
yeah,
baseball ballpark?
yeah,
Wow, it's beautiful.
yeah. I'm in the scorer's booth at the moment right now, but the guys are getting loose, warm. We're about to have a quick practice.
Now, where is that park located?
Um, Here in Freeport, Grand Bahama. It's the Mero baseball field here in Grand Bahama in the Bahamas.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about Freeport, because since the last time we've talked, uh, a couple of guys from the Freeport, Bahamas area were actually in the World Baseball Classic, and
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive for such a small island. You want to tell me about how baseball has grown in Freeport and how the island is a population of only 40, 50,000, yet there's
yeah,
so
about
much
50,000.
baseball talent. You want to tell me about how
Right.
that's possible and how that's grown and what it's like to be over there?
It's like I tell everybody, man. Bahamians, we just so talented. No matter what sport it is, we always find talent here in the Bahamas. Like you said in the World Baseball Classic, which is one of the biggest baseball stages in the world. We had Chavez Young, Chavez Fernando, Tenaj Thomas. They all here from Freeport, Grand Bahama. They all drafted, well, except for Thomas. He signed internationally. But they having pretty good careers. Chavez actually broke a record out there. I feel like they did a great job. They did a really great job up there. Um, and I feel like that. I hope that one day that the Bahamas can actually put in their own team instead of playing for Great Britain.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much talent coming out, and there's so many
For
guys over in
sure.
the minor league system, and there's even more young
More
talent
coming.
coming up. So tell
A
me a little
lot
bit
more.
about the Grand Bahamas 12U team. You guys won the national championship. Talk to me
Well,
about
what
that.
what it is that every year we have a national tournament here in the Bahamas where each island would put together their best players from every island, and we would go either to Nassau or we would come here in Freeport, and we would have this big tournament we call the National Championships. This year, my team from Grand Bahama, we won it. We won it all. We went undefeated. We played 7 games, went 7-0. It was really exciting, man. Like the competition was pretty tough, but the boys, yeah, they were pretty good. Honestly, they were ready. They were ready to play. This was the first time that we won in about 15 years.
Wow, it's
So
awesome.
it's been a long time coming, and we actually made
Congratulations.
it. Uh, Most of the guys on the team will be coming over to play
Really?
in the World Cup to Palm Beaches.
Okay.
I had 14 guys on the national team, and so I'll be bringing 12 of the guys over.
And so bringing those guys over, obviously the goal is set, for you guys to win the 12U division at World Cup to Palm
Sure,
Beaches. How do you think the success is going to translate over to the United States and to play some international countries?
Um, I think it will transfer over pretty good because we are the same team. We went away a few times, played in a few tournaments over there. One of the tournaments we actually placed third, which was a very fought semifinal games that we played in. We ended up falling short, but we played very tough. And the guys were handling the tournament, the play over there pretty good. The kind of competition that the US has to offer. The guys were handling pretty good. And then from the international side, well, we're international. We're from the Bahamas, so we actually seen a lot of the international talent this summer as well. Where I had most of the guys that played on the Bahamas national team in the Babe Ruth competition. So
Okay.
we represented the Bahamas and Babe Ruth. Got to play against Aruba, Dominican Republic, Curacao. It's a pretty good amount of players, amount of countries that we played against. So I think the boys are ready. You know, we've been playing baseball all year, so this is one tournament that I think the boys have a good chance of winning.
Awesome. So any players that stand out to you from this 12U team that fans should be excited to look out for when they come over to Palm Beach?
Um, Definitely a kid named Malik Israel. He's talented, man. He's really talented. He puts in the work. He grinds every day. You know, he's what we call a stud. You know, I've got another ace pitcher named Kalen Taylor. He's really good. He can really throw the ball, very consistent, and also Amari Knowles. He's a power arm, throws really hard. Kid, kid's just a natural pitcher. I think he'll be. Honestly, I feel he'll be a professional pitcher one day. That's just how talented he is.
Now, I heard there's
So
some
I think
rumors
we got
going
the.
around. I heard
Say
that
it again.
I heard there's some rumors going around that there's actually scouts already scouting some of the guys from the team. Is that true?
It is. It is.
Wow.
I've had because you know being international, you have the upper hand over the USA to be professional at 16.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of different here when these kids they started to get looked at from 12, 11,
Wow.
like scouts. They come to these like our nationals. So we had the Babe Ruth tournament. We had a lot of pro scouts. So my guys really opened some eyes and they were really interested. I'm hoping that we have a lot of not a lot, but a good match of pro scouts at the tournament so the guys can showcase their talents.
So for the last question, I just want to move on to the older guys and some of the other things you guys got going on in the Bahamas. So tell me a little bit about the Andre Rogers National Stadium. What did you guys use it for? I know you used it for the Babe Ruth tournament, but there was also a series you guys used it for, a pretty big one, a pretty significant series that we want to talk about, and what it means to the country to have, Andre Rogers' name, obviously being the first Bahamian to make the MLB. What's that feeling of pride and just tell me about the stadium.
Well, like you said, like we had a stadium there at first, and then they tore it down,
Mm-hmm.
and it took about 10 years, maybe a little longer to build this one that we have now. We had the opening. We hosted a Caribbean series under the Copagwe. We put together a pretty good team, but we fell short. But I'm pretty sure that coming in the near future that we'll do even better than we did in that tournament. Like you said, we also used it for the Babe Ruth, where we played this summer. A few guys played on our national team with that this summer. But like we say for Andre Rogers, it was great that the country recognized them, and for the accomplishment he made, he was more of the pioneer for baseball here. And now we got many years later, we got Josh Chisholm, doing this thing with the
Yep.
Miami Marlins right now. We also have a lot of younger Bahamians in the minor leagues. They're actually doing their thing right now, you know. And I feel like in another 5 to 6 years, we'd have a lot more Bahamians in the major leagues because it's just growing. Baseball here just continues to grow. Every year we get better and we produce more and more better talent. Um, I think that's about it.
All righty. Well, Donovan, thank you so much for joining us today. I know the viewers
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. It's always great to check in with you and see how you're doing. I know you guys are hard at work. You actually told me before the interview you have a practice
Yes,
set to
sir.
kick off.
Want to get it going.
Boys are about to get going. Well, we'll see you in a couple of weeks at West Palm Beach, Florida for the annual World Comes to Palm Beaches tournament. To all the
Yes,
fans out
sir.
there, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's interview. Don't go too far. We're going to have more interviews on the way from teams like Colombia, the United States, Canada, and more. If you want to see more, make sure to check out CBO TV for all coverage of the World Comes to Palm Beaches tournament, including live broadcasts of select games. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Antonio Ponte, going to sign off for today. We'll see you in the next interview. Have a good one.